We were chatting about risk aversion in Africa and the impact on Nigeria. Yesterday, the NSE All Share Index was down by 1.3%. Still a lot of bearish sentiment in that banking sector.
Well, hello, Sue. Thanks for having me. Yes, the market actually closed lower yesterday, and from the sense we're getting, we expect that trend to continue today as well, because the closing bids still showed that the market would close down low. And like I'd mentioned, there's still risk aversion, and most foreign investors are more or less sitting at the sidelines are watching, while some local investors are taking profits right now. But I think the major reason why I would say that there hasn't really been a major activity in the banking sector is because most banks have published their results, while the banks that haven't published results are the banks that were intervened by the CBN. And so in terms of surprises, there's really no major surprises expected in that sector any longer. And so most of speculators have really more or less gone to sit in the sidelines, and it's fundamental investors that want a long-term view on those counters that are really taking positions at this point in time.
Muyiwa, one bank that was a surprise for Stanbic IBTC in particular was the First City Monument Bank, which went into a profit in their Q1 results, but it was way above your forecasts.
Yes, the result was way above our forecast. And I think another reason why investors were wary was because it took a while before the bank released its results. But based on what we saw, the EPS of 3 kobo was actually better than our forecast. We expected the company to make a loss of about 2 billion, while it made a profit of about over 500 million. And I think, but that said, I think what was worrying was the fact that the gross earnings was rather flat from September. There was no main growth in gross earnings between September and December, and that's a question I would like the management to explain to us, because looking at the loan growth, there was a decline in loans by 12%, but I wouldn't expect that to have a major impact on the gross earnings level. But I think based on what we've Sorry about that.
No, so what I was going to say was, so based on that, waiting for that clarity from management, are you going to upgrade the stock at all?
Yeah, there's that likelihood because the results were actually better than what we had expected. But in terms of our target price, we'd expect an upward review on our target price as well, because our current target price is about 9.48 kobo. And by the time we make our adjustments, we'd expect an improvement in the target price, and that might affect our recommendation as well. But our current recommendation on the stock is actually a hold, but that is under review at the moment.
Muyiwa, just one sector that did kind of appreciate slightly yesterday was the petroleum marketing sector, that obviously on the back of Oando's sort of positive results.
Yes, I would say it's at the back of Oando's positive result, and also Total as well. Those two companies have posted impressive earnings, and they are still both trading at significant discounts to our target prices. They're both trading at about 50% discount to our target prices. And in terms of valuations as well, they are still both trading at discounts to the industry average PE. Oando's PE is about 7 times its earnings right now, while the sector average is about 12 times. Total's PE also is about 10 times, while the sector average is about 12 times. So in terms of valuations, they're both trading at discounts, and their results have also showed improved efficiency, and that has affected our valuations and our recommendations on the company. And Oando, for example, is one of our top picks for the week, and we've seen that the company has been able to deliver that. And going forward, we expect improved results in the company as well, considering the fact that it's expanding in exploration and production, and we'd expect that to improve its revenues going forward.
Muyiwa Oni from Stanbic IBTC, thanks so much for joining us this morning. Leon, there we're seeing some positive news in the oil sector. We've got the National Petroleum Bill coming into effect, and we've also had China saying that it's going to build 3 refineries in Nigeria. Obviously good news for that sector.
It is. I mean, one of the biggest problems in Nigeria has been an oil exporter, but it struggles to produce its own petrol. So what happens is they're exporting the crude and they're importing the refined product. Doesn't do their terms of trade any favours. And often you found that, you know, if you traveled around in Nigeria from time to time, there used to be petrol shortages. So, you know, so this was one of those anomalies in the Nigerian economy, and you know, it's a huge sum of money that they're looking to invest. I think they're talking about $23 billion. And if they manage to do this successfully, it should be a big boost for the Nigerian economy. One, from a trade balance point of view, and two, from an ease of doing business point of view locally.